Hi, hello. Welcome to another episode of Isaiah's Newsstand. It's your host, Isaiah Edwards. The date is November the 26th, 2023. Hope this episode finds you well in good spirits and high hopes. As for me, I'm doing pretty good. We've been having a nice day so far. I feel like we're finally there. I feel like we're finally at the end of this cold front. If you've been keeping up with the Joneses, I generally feel better. I feel like I even sound better. So that's nice. Maybe a couple more naps and maybe we'll be at 100%. We'll knock on some wood or something. I don't know. But let's see. What have I been up to today since I last left ya? Oh, yeah. Let's start from where we left off yesterday. Food corner. I decided to get some Domino's, treat myself. I got a couple of medium pizzas. One was a pineapple pepperoni pizza, keeping it classy, keeping it classic. And then I got a pizza with like barbecue sauce and jalapenos, onions, and bacon. And that was really yummy. And then also, I don't know, I've been watching a lot of like food reels on the Facebook, on the YouTube, and like a lot of people I was watching this week were eating like pizza with ranch. And I mean, it's something I've done before. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I'm actually more of a blue cheese guy if I'm gonna do that. But I was like, you know what? I haven't had ranch in a while. Like, let's do that. Let's dabble in some ranch. It was fine. It was good. I overall enjoyed the pizza. I know, most people are not Domino's fans, but in terms of like fast food pizza, I think that's just like my favorite these days. So yeah, there's that. Did some grocery shopping today. I got in nice and early because I woke up early, as is tradition, and it was nice. But I will say it was kind of funny. I got to the grocery store. I looked at my grocery list and it was like, oh, I have like most of my shit. So I kind of like want to buy a little bit of extra things. I got some like pepperoncinis. I was like, oh, okay, let's go. Yummy, yummy, yummy. So oh, I also have some biscuits. I gotta figure out when I'm gonna make some biscuits this week. Biscuits in a can. Poop. All right. Let me do my startup, and then we will get into some news. Do 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 do. Ooh, no beer today. Just because it's early for me. All right, let's start with some international news. We haven't really talked about Russia Ukraine in a bit, so from CNN, Russia destroys Ukrainian drones, including over Moscow, Defense Ministry says. Russia has foiled at least 20 Ukrainian drone attacks over the past day, including on the capital Moscow, officials said Sunday, a day after it launched its largest drone attack against the Ukrainian capital. According to Russia's Ministry of Defense, 11 drones were destroyed over the territories of Moscow, Tola, Kaluga, and Myansk oblasts over Saturday night, adding later on Sunday that 9 more were destroyed over the same regions. Let's see. More or less, it doesn't seem like there was any like major injuries or anything like that. See if I can pan down. The attacks follow Russia's largest drone attack against Ukraine's capital of Kyiv since the start of its full-scale invasion, according to local officials. A telegram post from Ukraine's Air Force said it had intercepted 71 Shahed drones, I think it's Shahed, across 6 regions of Ukraine, with the vast majority in Kyiv region. It described the attack as a record number of drones. Now, it looks like 77 residential buildings and 120 establishments look like they were left without power. I'm sorry, but they had their power restored later on in the day. So yeah, once again, no casualties. It looks like from that, and that's really the biggest update that I really have seen as of lately. At least coming out of that conflict. I'm trying to think. It's getting cold now, so I feel like it slows up a lot in that way, and it might just be more drone stuff. But yeah, I mean that kind of then you would think kind of marks the end of this counteroffensive. That really has been a mute thing. But I think it also is in combination with what's going on between Israel and Palestine and that situation. So I think a lot of the spotlight has kind of moved to the Middle East, and you're just not seeing as much coverage on this conflict here. But if there's anything big that comes up, you know what I'll do. I'll let you know, keeping you up to date. Let's move on to the next thing from the BBC. Sierra Leone under curfew as prisoners on the loose. Detainees from Central Penimba Road Prison in the capital city Freetown were released on Sunday morning. An official at the facility told BBC News. Earlier on, gunmen had attacked a major military barracks in the city. Residents reported hearing gunshots at the barracks, which are close to the presidential residence. After the attack, the Ministry of Information declared an immediate curfew. Residents across the West African country are strongly recommended to stay indoors, and flights to and from the nation's only international airport have been canceled. President Julius Maada Bio said calm had been restored and a manhunt launched to find all the gunmen. However, BBC's Umaro Fofana, based in Freetown, reports that there is still disorder in the city. So yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of unrest in Sierra Leone, throughout the time. I'm just obviously coming in and learning as I go. But definitely, this is just a big development as of recently. Just a lot of people, just all of a sudden on the loose, and that's obviously very scary. Hopefully, all those people are apprehended, and there's no extended violence or anything like that. But yeah, definitely felt like that was worth talking about and bringing up. I know Sierra Leone's not a place we've talked about, so it's always nice to kind of get a foothold in. I feel like as a podcast and say, hey, I'm gonna see what I can learn and dig up here, and maybe I'll come back with some more news. So let's see. I got another update here from the Associated Press. Digging to rescue 41 workers trapped in a collapsed tunnel in India halted after machine breaks. Attempts to reach 41 construction workers stuck in a collapsed tunnel in northern India for 2 weeks were again stymied Saturday. The drilling machine broke down late Friday while making its way through the rubble, stones, and metal, forcing the rescuers to work by hand to remove debris in hopes of reaching the stranded workers. But the whole operation has ground to a halt. So yeah, I mean, when I initially covered this story, which was around, the 12th, I thought, okay, hey, this is super dire, it's super scary, but, they've gotten, communication, they're able to get food supplies to the abandoned workers, and things are going to be okay. Maybe a couple days, they'll be out. Awesome, great. That's not been the case. The workers have been trapped since November 12th when a landslide caused a portion of the 4.5 kilometer or 2.8 mile tunnel that they were building to collapse about 200 meters or 650 feet from the entrance. The mountainous terrain in the area has proven to be a challenge for the drilling machine, which had earlier broken twice as rescue teams attempted to dig horizontally toward the trapped workers. So yeah, I was kind of hearing more and more about this as time's been going on throughout the month, and I was like, oh, so this is not good. I think the best I've heard so far, optimistically, is saying, hey, they should be able to get them out before Christmas. And I mean, for the mumble mouthed, for the construction workers who are trapped down there, they're trying to keep their spirits up. They're trying to keep their hopes up. They're able to talk to family that can get to them. But at the same time, as time goes on, it just gets harder and harder to stay positive. So, you totally get that. Hopefully it's sooner than later. But But I know that like this weekend they spent the whole time pretty much just getting the machine that broke, to like getting that out, because it was completely broken down and like just broke to pieces against the mountain. So I mean that's crazy shit. Also, they're worried about like potentially causing like an earthquake, making the situation worse. They're saying so far that that's not like a concern. They're not worried, but they have to keep looking out for it. So yeah, I mean it's a lot to cover. I was hoping to hold out till we got them out, but I figured now was a good time to just kind of update you that that is still ongoing. All right, so I dropped my device. Let me take my last break, and then we will close this out on this nice Sunday fun day. All right. All right, Arun, macaroons. From The Guardian. Ex-employee sues LA Taco Bell after reporting group sex act at holiday party. Alana Beecham, we'll say Beecham, alleges she had quit after fired colleagues threatened her and arranged for her car to be vandalized. Okay, so first off, I do have to apologize if I get a little too cheeky and maybe I hee hee a little. I know this is a very serious fucking thing, and this could be very traumatic for a person. You know what I mean? But let's just get into it. A California Taco Bell fired employees who engaged in a group sex act in plain view of other guests during a Christmas party at a restaurant last year, according to a lawsuit filed by the ex-employee who reported them. Now, I feel like I have to say that that's kind of a little bit misleading. At the same time, though, it's not. When they say guests, they were guests of employees, and this was an after-work thing at the Taco Bell. So they were doing like a Christmas party. But yeah, I mean, shit got a bit spicy, a bit Diablo, if you will. Let me just go ahead and read it from the story. So bear with me here. As she puts it, her supervisor at the Taco Bell where she was working invited her to a Christmas party at the chain establishment on December 18th of 2022. Beecham said she brought a bowl of guacamole to the gathering, which she was told would be a potluck style buffet. So she's like, okay, I'm gonna bring some food, which I'm thinking like, why would you bring guacamole? I mean, I guess it's a little on the nose, but I mean, hey, it's maybe from home, so that's nice. It's not from the guac gun, that's cool. But Beecham arrived to find the place's windows covered in wrapping paper. The lobby's surveillance cameras were also covered as her supervisor provided alcohol to employees, including some whom Beecham alleged were overserved. Late in the night, Beecham stepped out briefly, she recounted. She then walked back in to allegedly find a coworker having sex with his wife in front of everyone at the party. So that's crazy. That's a bit wild. That's a bit freaky. Beecham said she also saw that coworker's wife simultaneously kissing two women, her manager and another colleague. So it's like, okay, so now my coworkers are getting frisky, and I'm seeing this right now, and the scene left Beecham shocked, disgusted, and outraged, the lawsuit said. Beecham reported that more was in store for her after she ran out of the restaurant, but came back to fetch her guacamole bowl. Girl, you should not have come back for that. No, if you are shocked and appalled by what you were seeing, whatever you were going to come back to, it's only going to be more so. But let's put a bow on this. Her manager and one of the other coworkers participating in the group sex act were vomiting, she said in her lawsuit. While one vomited in the trash, the other threw up right in her guacamole bowl, she alleged. So that's no good. Also, she complains to HR, um, as well as the Colorado-based company which owned that franchise location. So I feel like that's important to establish that Alvarado Restaurant Nation actually was the franchise owner of this Taco Bell. It wasn't Taco Bell the franchise, or the actual franchise itself. Though they did put out a statement like saying, "Hey, we don't condone this kind of shit. This has nothing to do with us. It's not okay." Obviously paraphrasing, but anyway, shit got really bad. She alleged that associates of her fired colleagues threatened her and broke her car window. Instead of disciplining those who were intimidating her, Beecham's superiors sought to transfer her to another location. And eventually Beecham just quit. So, curious to see how that lawsuit goes. But really, I just wanted to tell the story of the girl with the guacamole and have that one down. So, yeah, that is the episode. That's where we will leave it for today. For today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks so much for being a friend. And hopefully I see you soon for some more good news. I love ya. Bye-bye. Mwah.